Hello everyone, this is AK with AK's Garage. Today, Jaguar. As you can see, I got the head off. See, I have it broke down. Check that out. So, I already got my surface clean all the way around, all the way back. You have to change these seals right here. This is a must. And probably change this cross tube here also. But so it's new seals here, and I would be putting a new one on the other side also. But as you see, I got it all clean, all buffed down real clean. And so the head, see, the head looks like jewelry. See that? Looks like jewelry. Look at that. Okay, so this head is getting ready to go on. Got the new Jaguar head gasket. Here we go right here. Brand new. That's what's getting ready to go lay down on there. Gonna get this on. Like I said, I already cleaned the surface. It's ready to go. As you can see, I'm trying to lay this gasket down on here nice and clean. There it goes. It's the head gasket right there. Look at that, guy. Boy, yeah. One thing about doing this in the engine bay, it's pretty tough to get to the back of the head back here to take these two bolts out. And then there's a sensor here also on the back. That's also hard to get off. So I already put that sensor on the head. So this sensor here is hard to get back here to get the bolt out back there. So I already have that in. And then that other piece that you see over there, it goes down here into that hole there. So, and also you see that I have it all laid out, all nice and clean. Okay, front to back. Okay, well this is obvious, you know, and that's the guides. So you see it's all laid out. These are the front bolts that go onto the head. One's a star, these two are star, and this one here is a hex or whatever. So see, it's all laid out front to back. So that's that. It's all in order. And so here we go. We're gonna pick this head up, try to lower it down. I got the exhaust manifold on there at the same time. I'm gonna try to lift it up, sit it down on these dowels, get it lined up on the dowels, and the head bolts. All the head bolts straight from Jaguar or Land Rover, as you can see, brand new. Those will be going in there. Also, the seals in the front here, you need to replace these also when you go in there. These here, replace this one and this one. These two need to be replaced when you go in. Also, that little plastic tube here needs to be replaced, but this one here is brand new. As you can see, this one here is pretty new. There's nothing wrong with it. So this needs to be replaced, but this one's good. But I will replace these seals, even though I feel like this is a brand new piece. I'm still gonna put new seals here. Okay. So this is injectors here. It is direct injection, so remember about that. Old head bolts here. You know what this is, rail. So here we go. We're going to lift this up and try to get it in there. Try to give me a little help to lift it up, stick it in. And once I have it here, then I'll be able to slide the bolts in and try to get them started. It is pretty heavy and awkward in this position. All this back here is in your way at all times. So other than that, it's okay. There is a wicket bolt that hooks to this thing here, down here somewhere. It is a pain to get out. You gotta. What I did is I had a long extension come in from the back here, and then I had my brother on top up here working the tool, and then I went up under there and then tried to push it up on the bolt while he was working on it. And once it got it in there, then he was able to keep it going. I just watched it in case it popped, in case the socket came off of or whatever. But yeah, this is a pain. I don't know why they built it where hardly no room back there. I don't get it. But this would have been better if it dropped it out of the engine bay. Would have been a lot better. But then, of course, you got to put it all back up in here. So, I don't know. I guess it's a 50-50. You're still wasting a lot of, you're still trying to squeeze that in there and then your time. So, maybe. Let me see here. We're going to get this done here. Okay. We got that head torqued down. It's a crazy sequence on it. I think it starts with 20 Newton meters, 35 Newton meters, and then 90 degrees, and then 120 degrees. But what I did do is the 20 Newton meters, I went over there several times, and then when it came down to the 35 Newton meters, I went over that. I went over that more than 2 times. I went over a few times until every last one of them was hitting the 35 every time I touched it. Because if you did it once, it wasn't touching it. You'll go back and look at it, and you was under 35 again. So I went over them with the 20. I think I did that 2 times, and then when I went to the 35, I just kept going, in sequence. Kept going over and over until I hit that 35, and it was consistent every time I touched the head bolt. Then I hit it 90 degrees, and then I hit it 120 degrees. And so here we are. The head is torqued in. I do have to torque this one, and this one right now, but that's nothing. I think that's like 12 Newton meters or something like that, or 20 Newton meters. That's nothing. So all these is the ones that really matter. All those are torqued in. These have to be done. So that's done. So now I'm going to start getting these. I'm gonna wipe all these off again, and then stick them in there as where they go, and make sure they're nice and clean. Also put some assembly grease in there. Make sure that's all greased up and everything before I drop it in. Drop it in, do all the way. Make sure it's all nice and greased in, and then after that, drop the cams in. The cams are locked in the bags here. Cams are inside the bag, so they're fine. No dirt on them, but still got to pull those out, grease them up, stick those in. And like I said, these caps, same thing, grease them up, stick them on, and everything like that. So yeah, so here you go. Getting closer, but just look at the difference there, man. That is jewelry. If you don't think that's jewelry, something wrong with you. It's just something about looking at some good old shiny aluminum. When you see it, you just look at it, you just can't stop looking at it. You know what, I could wear this around my neck. Nah, I'm just kidding. I can't do that. But anyway, you see, I'm just gonna keep on moving forward. I'm gonna get these locked in. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Gonna clean it off a little bit, try to show you. Come right here, get it nice and clean, best I can. Hit it with some lube. See here, I already got one in. And I'm gonna stick that put some of that semi lube right there. There's no such thing as too much. I'm gonna hit that bad boy in there. There he goes. Look at that. Just keep on moving forward. Look at that. The jewelry is just gonna be got this side all in. Going to get these torqued down. They're screwed down by hand, but they're not torqued in. But as you can see, all this here is all in. You got the gears on the front. Timing is set. See that? Where's the other one at? There you go. See that? Timing is set. Okay. Over here. Now this car was leaking the water out the tailpipe. And if you look at this, can you see the difference here? Can you tell me what you see? You see how clean number 2 and number 3 is? See that? Look how dark that one is. That means this one had water going in here. See that? So that antifreeze or water was going in here and it's cleaned at the top of that piston. I haven't cleaned that yet. There you go. So this side is the side that was probably leaking the water out the tailpipe. So this one is off at the machine shop getting clean and pretty, and making sure there's no cracks in the head, and also making sure the surface is completely flat. This one was warped. This head was warped. I think the machinist said it was over 5 mil. So he had that machine down all clean. So this is already torqued in, the head. And now I'm getting the timing in. You see, lined up. You see the thing locked in on the back. Lined up. You see that? Chain on. You have to put this here on before you get the chain on here, because it's going to be kind of tough to get this end back behind all this mess. So you do put this on first. Make sure the chain is on this side. Don't ask me how I know, but make sure the chain is on this side of the thing. Line it up down in there. Goes down. Now when you start putting it back in, because these gears are here in your way, you're not gonna have enough room to get that down into that hole. So you will have to remove your sprayer or squirter, whatever you want to call it. You will have to remove this from this screw here. That way you can get that thing to fall down into that hole, get the chain and all that lined up, and then come back and get your squirter set in. It goes like this. It goes in like that, if you can see that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Get this put in, put back in. That put back in like that. Okay. So you can see that's where that goes. I'm gonna keep it loose, but it goes here. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna wait till I get the other chain set up. Or no, I'm gonna leave it here. But there you go. So make sure you got that in there. That's where it goes. There's 2 screws for it. See, it's one up here, one down the bottom. So that's where you get it lined up. Just like that. This is what keeps the chain lubricated, looks like it. But okay, but that's that. So I'm gonna go get all this cleaned back up and wiped up and cleaned up real good right here, and then get it ready for the head to be installed, and that's it. Here's the old head bolts, and I have some new ones in the bag down there. There you go, almost there. All right, You see I got it all cleaned off now. It's all buffed off. Got it wiped down. It's ready to accept the new clean and polished head. So there you go. I got the new one getting ready to go on. Here we go. It's looking good. Sitting here getting this here in. Putting this in right here. We're gonna put the exhaust on it. The gasket's on. The head gasket needs to go on. Here's the head gasket. Put aside, straight from Jaguar. This didn't come from no Rock Auto or AutoZone or O'Reilly's or anything. This came straight from Jaguar. There we go. See, that's gonna go down on there. I'm gonna wipe it a little bit, get some of this dust off of it. Alright, got the head gasket laid down on there. Looking good, looking good. Alright. Now I'm going to get the exhaust, get this exhaust put on. Get this screwed in here. I think that's pretty much it. And the sensor that goes on the back here, this one here, go get that one put on. It goes right there. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on that so it can slide in real good. Alright, so I got down to putting the head on. Put the head gasket on. As you remember, I put the head gasket on. And then I put the head on. Here we go here. Yeah, got that screwed in. Got the exhaust on that bad boy. And so I put it down on here and torqued it down. So the specs are torquing it down. It's like 20 Newton meters, 35 Newton meters, 90 degrees, 120 degrees. So I did the first one, the second one, the third one. And when I did the fourth one, which is 120 degrees, all of them torqued down good until I got to this one. This one here, it would not torque down. It stripped out. There was no threads there. So that explains why we see two clean pistons there. So this engine overheated, lifted the head, which means it stripped the threads out of this hole because it lifted, and that's why we have clean pistons. It's because it lifted. So yeah, so I can't return this car yet. I'm going to have to repair the threads in that hole there, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to do all the head bolt heads. I'm repairing all of them, all 10 on this side of the engine. I'm repairing. So I have the kit is coming, so I'll be back in a few days, and I have the kit, and I'll go through this and do every single one of these head bolts here, and get it all cleaned out and pretty, and then I will reinstall this, get them torqued down to spec, and then we'll get this car turned over, started, and running soon. This is AK with AK's Garage. Almost done.